Hello and welcome to the Be Your Own podcast. I'm your host, Samana Duran, and founder of Be Your Own, the global media hub of all things entrepreneurship and career navigation. As you know, this podcast is all about highlighting incredible women out there doing awesome things. Today's guest is someone that I've known for quite a while now, and actually she was one of the very first women to come on board with us when we first launched Be Your Own in 2016 as a non-profit. Our first interview was at Shoreditch House back in 2016. That ended up being pretty much an all-night dinner and drinks fest. So fast forward almost 4 years and I know we've got so much to catch up on. I'm so happy to welcome back the CEO of Santa Monica's Hotel Shangri-La and artist Tamie Adaya to talk about her fantastic GLAM exhibition at Val Kilmer's HelMel Studios and the recent celebration of Hotel Shangri-La's 80th birthday hosted by acclaimed society photographer Richard Young. Tamie, how are you?
I'm doing very well, thanks. We're all waiting for lockdown to be over.
I know, but at least you have lovely weather over there in Santa Monica, right?
We have got nice weather now. We've got sunshine. It's Memorial Day weekend today, Memorial Day today, so everyone's running out to the beach. So we'll see.
So it's been a while since we last spoke, and we was lucky enough to have an exclusive interview with you back in 2016. Before we get on to your most recent GLAM art exhibition at Val Kilmer's HelMel Studios and Hotel Shangri-La's 80th birthday that you recently hosted in collaboration with Richard Young, what has been going on in all this time?
Oh God, so much has happened. We, redid our rooftop bar. We've had bumper years. Then, of course, COVID has hit, so that's affected the hotel industry and the travel industry incredibly. But we're one of the only hotels that's still open. And, we're starting to get good, bulkier reservations. And we've actually had people there. A couple of weekends ago, we had half our rooms sold at very low rates, but they were sold. So people are starting to come back now, and there's a lot of people that are, and the kind of people that are coming are not the ones that you used to have. Now it's kind of like people who are sick of lockdown, being stuck with their husbands or wives, they need a break. People who are getting divorced from being stuck together for so long. People who have leaks or something in their houses and need to move in until something's fixed, Because now, we're on our 11th week of lockdown, and not many people can survive in a one bedroom, 2-bedroom with husband, wife, 2 kids, an animal. It's just 24/7. It just gets to you, right? A lot of problems. So we have those kinds of guests. But now for August, we're starting to get our normal guests again, which is nice. But I think it's going to be mostly domestic. So that's been happening. Last November, I had my first art show, which Val Kilmer hosted at his art gallery called HelMel Studios. And that was really fun and wonderful. And it was attended by the likes of Britt Eklund and, Billy Morrison and Louise Hazel, the Olympic gold medalist. So it was really nice. We had a lot of my friends come, and it was just really good fun.
You've just recently celebrated your 80th birthday. And
not my 80th, the hotel's 80th. I'm not 80 yet.
No, okay. Let me restart that again. So the Hotel Shangri-La has recently celebrated its 80th birthday.
We honored Richard Young for his work, and British Airways sponsored it, and it was great fun. We had like about 150 people. It was a red carpet affair, and we all got dressed up. And it's actually, I just reposted a photo of that on my Instagram, so you should take a look at it.
I definitely.
But it was really, really fun. And Richard, is such a good storyteller. So he was telling us the stories about when he used to shoot Elizabeth Taylor and, Raquel Welch and all those people. So it was really, really exciting and fun. And then after that, we all had drinks and cocktails. And it was like a really nice group of really movers and shakers in Los Angeles that had come to the event. So we really enjoyed ourselves. And then we had a small dinner for people with Richard and his friends. So it was really nice. Okay. Went really well because, Richard shot the hotel, was one of the first photographers to shoot the hotel when it reopened, along with Julian Schnabel, who was so famous, but he shot it. Julie, don't quote me. It'll come to me. Anyway, he was an amazing photographer who shot it in the 1930s when it first opened. And then Richard was the next famous photographer to shoot it when it just reopened. And then Julius Schulman, And then, so, you know, it's kind of nice celebrating the hotel's 80th along with Richard's retrospective. It kind of made sense. So it was really, really fun. And then right from there, you know, that was last March. And the next week, literally a week or two later, my friend said, "Oh, Tamie, I love the wallpaper in your house." I mean, I don't know if you can see it. Flamingo wallpaper. Can you see it?
Yes. Oh my
goodness. And then I'll show you the other wallpaper that I designed. She goes, "Can I do a shoot in your house?" I said, "Well, I don't really allow shoots." She said, "You know, it's just going to be me and the photographer. He's a really nice guy. You're going to really like him." And that's it. I said, "So no crew?" She said, "No, it's for a lingerie brand, but, you know, I have to get these posts ready, and I'd really appreciate if I could shoot." So I said, "Sure." So I shot with her, and then this guy comes over, and his name is Tom. And let me show you. So basically, this is one of my art pieces of art as well, right there, you can see. And then over here, this is my piece of art as well. So it says BANG, and it says Bang. It's a homage to Bang a Gong, the song by T-Rex. The whole collection was a homage to Glamrock, which was my first love. And so basically she shot in this powder room as well, which was a wallpaper that I had designed. I don't know if you can see that. Can you see the wallpaper?
Oh, yeah, that's amazing. Oh, wow.
So, yeah. So anyway, just wanted to show you a little bit of that. And so it was, you know, how my first art collection was just about a love letter to my first love. And most people, you know, their first loves are boys or girls. My first love was glam rock when I was 7 years old. So this was my love letter to glam rock, you know, T-Rex, Roxy Music, Slade, Sweet, Mud, Glitter Band, so all those things. So basically I just put this collection together for myself, and I hung it up on my walls. And then the photographer who was coming to shoot her came over, and his name is Tom, and he fell in love with them. And he said, "Oh, you know, I work for Val Kilmer. Would you mind if I bring him by next week?" I said, "Absolutely." So Val Kilmer came over the next week and offered me a show on the spot.
Holy shit, that is insane. Tamie, since I've known you, spontaneous and crazy things happen to you all the time, which leads me to my next question about what you think are the true hidden health costs behind this COVID-19 pandemic, as I know personally that you're a huge advocate for mental health awareness and supporting people as much as you can. We all know the outbreak of the COVID-19 virus have left so many of us feeling fearful and anxious, not only about the risks of ourselves, but also our loved ones as well. So what is your advice? What sources of support? What is your knowledge? How do you think that we can manage our mental well-being during these difficult times?
First of all, starting with mental health, my prediction was that as soon as lockdown started, my prediction was that suicide was going to go up by 200 or 300%. I was wrong. The latest figures say that in America, we have enough suicides. In 1 week, we get enough suicides for the whole year. So they've gone up by 5,200%. Because a lot of people who are locked down by themselves, alone, have no one to touch, no one to hug. And this has been going on for 11 weeks. So, you know, mental health is really, really important. So I think people need to do whatever they need to do for their mental health, because without mental health, really, you have nothing, right? Because so for me, I know now, because I actually have some time, because there's work, but it's not like the way it used to be. It's like 1/3 the amount of time that it used to take is taking. So I start my day now with prayers and meditation, and then some yoga exercises and inversions. And then I go for a 1.5 mile walk, get my coffee, come back, start breakfast, read the paper, but only for 15 minutes in the morning. I only take my news for 15 minutes a day through paper, not through videos, so that I can because that is too visceral and can really affect your mental health. So I just read it in the paper, and then I'm done with the news. And then I get on with my day. I try to take a nap. I try to only watch happy things. Like literally, I started watching movies from the golden age of Hollywood, because those movies are happier and they're slower and they're not as intense nor suspenseful. There's no horror. You know what I'm saying? So that helps calm the mind, because outside, everyone is scared. They're
chaos.
Scared. They're angry. So then we have to be the antidote to that at home and try and create as calm a space for ourselves as we can, so that when we go out to the world, we don't react to all that fear and that angriness when, the few times that we do have to go. So mental health is incredibly important. So and then I've started doing my art. I paint at least an hour a day because that calms me, and it's something that I can control, because we can't control what's out there. The only thing we can control is our own actions and our own reactions, right? So you try to do that the most. And so I do that. Then I go for another evening walk, again in nature. I try to pay attention to the flowers, smell the flowers as I walk. I try to pay attention to good architecture, and come home and have dinner and have an early night. So my life has changed during COVID, but I'm trying to look at the silver lining. I'm spending dinner with my grown sons every single day because they've moved in with me during, self-isolation. And I've never in my life had that much time with them, to laugh with them, to get to know them, even when they were babies. Because I always had date night or going out with my girlfriends, or they had play dates, and they were always at school for lunch. So now there's like the sustained time together as adults, and we all cook together, and we bake together, and we sew together, and we just create this harmonious, we listen to music, and we have fun. We enjoy each other's company as adults. So right there, that's good for my mental health, and it helps balance what's out there. So that's, having said that, for mental health. Any questions on my protocol?
No, actually, but I would like to know how you meditate, because that's something that I really hugely struggle with. Okay,
so I've had a lot of struggle with meditation myself, because I can't get that thing to shut up, and it just like spins, and the more quiet I get, the more it spins. So I've decided I cannot. So I've tried regular meditation where you just do it on your own. That didn't work. Guided meditation sometimes works, but what really works for me now is Oprah Winfrey and Deepak Chopra just came out with a meditation especially for this COVID thing. And it's called Hope in the Times of Stress. And it was a 21-day free meditation from their app. And I liked it so much, I did the 21 days, and then I went and bought it for $40. And I listened to it because every single day there's a 2.5-minute talk by Oprah about that day's theme. Then there's about a 3.5-minute talk by Deepak. And then you go into that deep meditation. It just like clears your mind. It's so good.
Really?
So try that one.
I might just, because I wake up in the morning, I tend to do yoga 5 days a week. And then like you said, I actually don't read the news. I feel like it's just mentally draining. So I'd much rather focus my energy on listening to podcasts or audiobooks. But I'm really looking for a meditation app.
But this is what it looks like. Can you see it on my thing? It's the Oprah and Deepak icon. Can you see it? It's the purple one at the bottom.
Oh, yeah, I will. Oh, yeah. Okay, I'm definitely going to give it a go. That's the one.
And then, speaking of vision board, this is what you want to get, a vision board app.
Ooh.
You see it, the V right there? Can you see it? It's right there, that one. So you download your photos on there, and you download what you want from your life, and then that comes on too.
What is your takeaway advice for anyone suffering with their mental health right now?
For number one thing, for mental health, get out in nature. You have to get out in nature every day. Number two, you have to find a physical exercise that you like, whether it's jogging, walking, biking, swimming, whatever you can get access to, you must exercise every day for your mental health. And number three, find a passion that you like, whether it's sewing or art or painting or dancing or reading. You have to find something that takes you away happening and takes you out and creates a space that's happy for you.
I love
Those are the three things.
Yeah.
And then, of course, plenty of sleep.
Yeah, do you know what? Sleep tends to heal a lot, doesn't it? And
it does. No, when you're feeling down, you need about 9 hours to sleep at night. And, and then if you have those things, and then those three things I'm telling you, physical practice, nature, because nature heals, and, your passion that you follow that takes you out of everything and inspires you.
I'm a massive fan of nature. I believe it is so beneficial to entrepreneurs' mental health and well-being. Do you know what I've started doing most recently? If I've had a terrible night's sleep, usually I wake up at 7 o'clock in the morning, but sometimes I wake up and I feel awful, like I don't feel well rested at all because I'm such a light sleeper. So I usually ask myself, do I really want to wake up right now? And if I don't, I just turn over and have an extra 30 minutes or an hour.
You have to be able to do that. Otherwise, it's really a problem. And that's why I wake up around 8:30 every morning, but I don't do my first meeting or anything till at least 11:30 because I need 2 hours in the morning to wake up, do my inversions, do my yoga, do my meditation, do my prayers, go for my walk, get my coffee, read my paper, eat my breakfast, and then get ready for the day. And I know it sounds crazy, but I am 56. And if I don't do this self-care, I won't make it to 60. Because every decade you need more and more self-care, right?
Yeah, you do.
You don't need the same kind of self-care in your 20s as you do in your 50s.
Yeah.
As we get older, from the 20s to say the 60s, our energy level gets lower, okay? But guess what? It rises. Our wisdom quotient rises, and we know how to get things done faster. And so that's how the universe, that's how God evens us out. Because if a 60-year-old had the same energy as a 20-year-old and the wisdom of a 60-year-old, the 20-year-old would never stand a chance. That's what the 20-year-olds have on us, or, well, you're 20-something, is the energy. But what the 50s and 60s have, the experience and the wisdom. And so it's like it's like kind of like it's kind of like an inverse thing. They have energy that's going to go down. We have wisdom, so it's like comes together. And that's how we even each other. That's how everybody gets a chance in this world.
Yeah. Talking about being given a chance and making a difference in the world, let's focus on your admiration and inspiration for pop artists of the 1960s and how neopop managed to help fuel your conceptual idea of the GLAM exhibition that you hosted with Val Kilmer.
I was, dancing around in my living room to some of my favorite songs from, Gary Glitter and Slade and Sweet and Mud. And then my best friend said to me, you should do something with that. You've always been in love with GLAM. It's always been your first love. You should do something. I said, yeah, but what could I do? He was like, make art about it. And so that's how it started. So it was my love letter to my first, it was a homage to my first love, And so I just started doing it for myself. The colors that I wanted, the song titles that I wanted. And I just did that. And like I said, a lot of people liked it. And it just was so organic. My friend comes for a photo shoot. Yeah. The photographer loves it. Ends up being Val Kilmer's curator. Brings Val Kilmer over the next week. He offers me a show. So this was actually in April last year. So literally just a year ago. And then he offered me a show for November. So my show just literally happened. And then I was just starting to talk with people in the UK about bringing the show over there. And then COVID happened. I had my meeting with 2 gallery people in March, end of March.
Wow, where are you looking to showcase it then, an exhibit?
Well, no one's allowed to know because I haven't obviously done the deal yet because I was supposed to go meet with them and now everything's changed because of COVID. But, hopefully it will happen and it'll be happening at a fun gallery. And I've already started working on my next collection and, it's just fun. It's a fun, creative way.
That is amazing. Congratulations, Tamie. And I will keep my eye open for your next exhibition. You've been with us since the beginning of time at Be Your Own. And I think one of the main reasons why we've always worked together on cool stuff is because we have very similar energies. Our purpose has always been aligned and we have the same mindset. So is there anything thought-provoking or any wise words of wisdom that you want to share with us today before we leave?
The most important thing is to, as your brand is, be your own. And I'd say is to be true to yourself and just honor who you are during these crazy times and be kind to yourself and be kind to others. Because yes, we are not all on the same boat. We're all in the same storm. We're all on different ships. Some of us are, our health is compromised. Shh. Some of us, our health is compromised. Some of us are, frontline workers. Some of us are young and able to go out and work, and we need to be able to do that and make money and not lose our life savings or our businesses and stuff. So let's not judge anyone. Let's all just be kind to ourselves and just be true to ourselves.
Never has a truer word been said. Right now, we just need to be a lot kinder to ourselves and to others because this is a global pandemic and we need to not be as hard on ourselves and to others as well. And just share the love and be a bit kinder and have a bit more tolerance and patience for others. Tamie, I've really loved speaking to you today. Thank you so much for joining us on the Be Your Own podcast. Thank you so much for listening. Please let us know what you think of the show. Don't forget you can find us on both Instagram and Twitter at Be Your Own UK. Our email address is beyourown@beyourown.org. So make use of it and drop us an email with anything that you want to know. If you fancy reading pretty much all of the career navigation stuff we talk about here on the podcast, then head over to BEYOUROWN.org for exclusive content, interviews, tools, and resources. And lastly, if you love the show, subscribe to us wherever you get your podcast, either on Stitcher, iTunes, or Spotify. And that's it from me. See you next time.